Good morning, students. Welcome to the online video teaching Prince Shri Shankaracharya Vidyalaya. This is the subject of social science from class 8, and hope this video will definitely find you in high spirits and good health. This is the chapter 4 from social science, and the name of this chapter is Tribal Dikus and the Vision of a Golden Age. From the name tribals, you can find definitely the concept of a picture. From the picture also you can see a man carrying a bow and arrow. He is a Birsa Munda, and we will be later talking about this person, famous person. Before that, we want to generalize what the meaning of the tribal is. They are the very concentrated groups, usually dwell in the forest, and their main occupation is hunting, gathering, and they have always a thought of, or rather belief, that they have originated from a common ancestor, that is, they have belonged to the same lineage family. They are also called as Adivasis. They have a different name. The tribals have different tribal groups, and they are called under the different names all over India, all over the world. They have these tribal groups. Now let us concentrate about today's chapter. You can see a picture over here. One man is shouting over here. He is dictating something, and some people are following him. This is one kind of culture you can see. One is a leader and others are followers over here. This is one of the political system you can see. The one of the strong man and one is the brave man. He himself commands the other groups, or he is concentrated as chief, and other people, they follows their commands. So today we are going to say about Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda, a tribal from Chota Nagpur, in 1895 declared that God has appointed him to save his people from trouble by freeing them from slavery of the Dikus. That is, by that time, tribal were being very much dominated by the Dikus, that is the outsiders, what they called them as local language Dikus. Soon Santals and the Oran tribes, that region began following him. Students, in Chota Nagpur there are a number of tribal groups. One of the famous is maximum concentration of the tribal groups over Chota Nagpur are the Santals and Orans, the Mundas also. So they believe that he was a Bhagavan or God that has come to solve their problems. Birsa was born in a family of Mundas, and it is a tribal group that lived in Chota Nagpur. This is a picture. You can see people are praying as God. He has been worshipped as God rather, Birsa Munda. If you move to Chota Nagpur, you will see the statues of Birsa Munda over there. People are concentrating their prayers over there, performing rituals. And the tribal customs and rituals. Tribal customs and rituals were different from those of the caste Hindus, that is led by the Brahmins. Just now I said, whatever the rituals, custom, the tribals are following, they are very different from the other caste Hindus groups. Unlike the caste societies, the society of the tribals do not have the sharp social divisions. Those who belong to the same tribe shared common ties of kinship. What's the meaning of common ties of kinship? Means they are been having the common lineage. They are having ties among the each one, families, members, all are in a same lineage group. But this did not mean that there were no social or political differences within the tribes. There are the political and social differences. Next is, see, some of the pictures are been collected from the net. These are showing the customs. You can see one of the difference between the common caste groups or the complex caste. See, people are over. See, a typical concentration of group they are having. You can see a group that this is a Santal group. This is a Santal dance. Whenever you are performing any tribal dance, tribal group song in a school, you try to copy this whole of this cultural custom along with the costumes also, to show yourself or to prove yourself as a tribal. So this something is very different, and this is very disciplined. You can see from the picture, it is one and having very same type of dress up. These are the famous picture of Santali dance of Jharkhand. So colorful, beautiful. They are not trained, but still people are so rhythmic and they know so much of knowledge. It's hard to make their copy of this people. They are inborn culture and tradition. See, these are very beautiful pictures from the Jharkhand, different religious festivals over there. Now, lifestyles of the tribal groups. We have to think about it. What are the different lifestyles of these tribal groups? By the 19th century, the tribal groups in different parts of India were involved in variety of activities. What are the activities were? They were the jhum cultivators and hunters and gatherers, herded animals and settle cultivation. See, hunter-gatherers is one of the famous concept whenever we are talking about the tribes, because hunter-gatherers is one of the concept that every time we think about the tribals, it goes very good with this concept. They are gathering in the forest products, and hunting is one of their main means of livelihood, and both the custom also, some of the festivals also goes on with this hunting competitions. Now, jhum cultivators. Who are the jhum cultivators? Some tribal people were engaged in jhum cultivation or shifting cultivation. This was done by the small patches of land, mostly in the forest. Because I say the tribals mainly dwell in the forest. They concentrated on this forest around areas. And they not that expert in agricultural product. So what they do, they cut this patches of land and clean that area, that is the forest, and then they burn the vegetation and spread the ash from the firing, which contain potash, to fertilize the soil. And after cultivation, a small, that is not a rich and very rich cultivation, small for their domestic use, they use the equipments, simple equipments like axe and hoe, for preparing the soil for cultivation. Instead of plowing the land and sowing seeds, they broadcast the seed is scattered over the seed and on the field. Then after this cultivation, they once again move to a different place. Once the crop was ready and harvested, they moved to the another field. A field that has been cultivated once was left fallow for several years. It is also called as fallow cultivation also sometimes. This shifting cultivators were found in the hilly and forested tracts of northeast and central area. They are mainly found in hilly areas. See some of the jhum cultivators, how they do. They are cutting the trees, they are burning, and these ashes are being spreaded, and cultivation will be done. Once the cultivation is harvested, the group will move to a different place for a different hunting, gathering, animal husbandries, herding, and then small cultivation to a different place. See, cutting of the forest, they have cut the forest, the ashes has been spread, they will do the cultivation over this area and they will be moving to a new place. This land will be left as a fallow land for times. Now the hunter-gatherers. Who were the hunter-gatherers? It is also one type of lifestyle of tribal groups. Now hunter-gatherers, tribal groups like Horns, that is Khons, Orissa, they are mainly found in the Orissa area, and Boigas of central area hunted animals for food and gathered the forest produce like shal, mahua seeds for extracting cooking oil. They preferred hunting, gathering, and forest produce, that is gathering of the forest produce. Then for their cooking also they gathered that leaves, then firewoods, woods from the forest, and they continue with their livelihood. Shrubs and herbs make the medicines, flowers to make the dye for clothes, and coloring leather, fruits and roots for food. This is the way how they live their livelihood. At times they bought the goods with small amount of earnings they had. Some of them have odd jobs in the villages, carrying loads, building roads, while others labored in the fields of peasants and farmers. Latter, with the time and less concentration of the forest, cutting down of the forest, deforestation, these people tried with a different mode of work. They preferred for a labor work in the fields of peasants and the farmers. When supplies of the forest produce shrank, and the tribal people had to increasingly wander around the search of work as laborers. But many of them, like Boygas and Central India, were reluctant to do work for others. They generally concentrated as a labor. The Boygas saw themselves as people of the forest who could only live on the produce of the forest. It was below dignity of a Boyga to become a laborer. Under British rule, the forests were taken over and tribals faced problem in getting supplies or finding work. When British came, they took the freedom of moving, wandering in the forest freely from the tribal people. They used to have pay taxes and they have restrictions regarding the grazing on forest produce. They are collecting the forest produce. They have been tortured. They were overtaxed. So many problems were there. So these people were nowhere to go and to earn their livelihood. In getting supplies or finding work, they started with the British as traders and moneylenders, thought as evil outsiders who were cause for their miseries. They thought the British as well as the traders and the moneylenders as their evils or their enemies who were the cause of their miseries. Other than that, they were free. They had earlier they had a full freedom to move in this forest. They used to do the hunting that was restricted by the British, and they used to wander in the forest gathering their main occupational things from the forest, and their livelihood also that were also been concentrated and restricted by the British. See some of the pictures of hunter-gatherers. So free people looking so beautiful with their full freedom, and it is a type of art also. With their bow and arrow, they are attacking the wild animals. We can't even think of it. See, people are having such a hard life, moving with their belongings, and some animal husbandry, small animals. They are moving through the forest and they are gathering some forest produce for their livelihood. And this is all about for the videos today. In the next video, we will be coming up with the herded animals and subtle cultivation from the lifestyle of the tribal group. That will be more interesting, and then we will be also reading about the effect of colonial rule on the tribal people. That is very shocking, how the tribal people got very much problem or full of problem, and their freedom was moved. They lost their freedom in the effect of colonial rule. So thank you for today and have a good time.